Trails West by Alex, Luke, Will, and Birch.
The Oregon Trails consisted of 5 trails: Oregon Trail, California Trail, Santa Fe Trail, the Old Spanish Trail, and Mormon Trail. The Oregon Trail started at Independence, then went through Fort Hall and ended up at the Oregon Territory. The California Trail started at Fort Hall and ended at Sacramento. Santa Fe Trail started at Independence and ended at Santa Fe. The Old Spanish Trail started at Santa Fe and went west to Los Angeles. The Mormon Trail started in Nauvoo and ended in Salt Lake City. Traders, settlers, and pioneers made up some of the people who moved west. Traders went because they wanted to find more markets and money since Mexico gained independence and allowed American traders in. Settlers migrated west on the Oregon Trails because they had heard of amazing stories about Oregon Territory. One had to do with knives and forks sticking out of cooked pigs running around. Pioneers went in search of wealth and religion reasons. The Mormon Trail traveled west because they were members of a church called the Latter-day Saints. Latter-day Saints were founded by Joseph Smith in 1830 in New York. They were formed when Joseph Smith supposedly found the new set of commandments from God, and after that he gained many followers. The mountain men opened up the West by their explorations. They had provided others with vast knowledge about the West. During the migration west, pioneers, settlers, and traders would often use an ox that pulled a wagon, and those that were not in the wagon would either walk or ride horses.
Life on the trails was rough, but the mountain men survived by being rough, tough, and resourceful. The mountain men spent most of the year alone hunting and trapping. The mountain men would work the streams so hard they'd kill off the wildlife in the area. Jim Beck, a free slave, decided to travel west and be a dairy fur trader, and he wrote his brother, "It is for this that I go days without eating. I am pretty well satisfied, and if I can gather some roots, a few snails, a piece of horse flesh, or a fine roasted dog, I'll be satisfied." The Manifest Destiny was about a belief that ordered Americans to spread across the country to the west. The themes of the Manifest Destiny were: 1. Irresistible destiny to accomplish the essential duty. 2. The special virtues of the American people. 3. The missions of the United States freedom and remark the West in the image of the arrogant America. The Trails West was to expand and move to the west side of the United States, and the pioneers wanted to move west. The dark side of the trails was, for example, the Donner Party. They thought going through the mountains would be a shortcut, but after a while, it tacked on weeks, and then winter came. They were stranded in snowy mountains for months, and starvation kicked in. They ran out of food, so they ate their horses and oxes, but after a while, they were exhausted, and they ran out of resources. They started eating each other. After the winter, 48 out of the 87 people survived, and 1 out of the Donner families survived. Women's roles on the trails were almost to do everything the men couldn't do. So the woman cooked and the woman took care of the children. Some women were also nurses. They would help pregnant women deliver their baby and cure the sick people. Jedediah Smith was a hunter, trapper, and fur trader and explorer. Jedediah Smith was one day exploring the West, and he got mauled by a bear. His scalp was completely off. His ear was bit off. Jedediah's head was in the bear's mouth fully, but Jedediah somehow survived by playing dead. So after his attack, his scalp, ear was stitched back to his head, and everything healed nicely with scars, but that's okay. And that is the Trails West.